Hi everyone.
Bonjour, c'est l'heure du numéro du jour.
It's time for the number of the day. What is it today, Numero?
Ce sera sensational.
She says it's going to be sensational. I'm not sure what she means by that, but let's not waste any more time and let's get right down to it. Let's find out what the number of the day is here on Brain Food Studios. We're here with your number of the day. As you can see, Numero has hidden it behind this giant rectangle here. So, on the count of 3, we're going to get Numero to move it out of the way. Are you ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3.
Au revoir, rectangle.
So the number of the day is 100.
Je vous avais dit que ce serait sensationnel.
Très bien, Numero. There's so many interesting things about the number 100. I want to give you 100 of them, but we just don't have time. Let's start with just some easy ones, like $1 is 100 cents. So $1 represents 100 cents. We talked about that in another video. What else do we know about the number 100?
Il y a 100 centimètres dans un mètre.
Oh, oui. There's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So you might recognize these from your classroom. This is called a meter stick. It's too big for me to fit all on screen here, but there are 100 centimeters on it. Oh, I've got it upside down. Let me fix this and get it up here properly. So we start here down at 1 and we go to 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then it goes all the way up to 99. Number 100 is not here on the ruler because it's the one at the very end there. So there's 100 centimeters in a meter. That's right. 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling point of water. So if you want to boil water, you've got to get it up to 100 degrees Celsius.
Oh, c'est chaud.
What else? What else? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's right. There are 100 years in a century. I want to know what else there's interesting, what else you find interesting about the number 100. So take a few moments, talk amongst yourselves, and let's talk about the number 100. Why don't we take 100 seconds to talk about the number 100?
Je compte.
Welcome back. Did you come up with hundreds of things about the number 100? Maybe you have more questions than answers at this point, which is awesome. Maybe you're thinking, how far can I go with 100 steps? Or what does 100 dominoes look like? Or 100 gumballs? Or 100 paper clips? Or can I eat 100 waffles? I don't know. Excuse me. My throat's a little dry. You must excuse me for a moment while I drink 100 milliliters of water. Perfect. 100 milliliters. Perfect amount of water to wet the old whistle. Now, how can we represent 100? Now, we could use 10 frames and tally marks and dot patterns, but 100 is a big number when we're using representations like that. So one of the most common ones is the hundreds chart here, which is all of the numbers up to 100 in order grouped by tens. You may have seen this before on a Snakes and Ladders game board, but sometimes they go zigzaggy, so it might look a little bit different. You may also recognize it a 100 base 10 block. So we use these in math class a lot too. These are 100 little pieces that are broken up into groups of 10, and each of those 10s are broken up into the individual units. So this is just one. So 100 of these things, 100 of these base 10 blocks looks like this. So it's the big square that you might find in that bucket of base 10 blocks in your classroom. I wonder how else we can represent the number 100. Well, there's this guy right here, right? We can use numbers. Of course, we're going to use numbers to represent values and quantities. And did you know that the letter C is the Roman numeral for 100? I wonder what C stands for. I would love to take you through my top 100 favorite things about the number 100, but we would be here a long time. So instead, I'm going to give you my number 1 favorite thing about the number 100, and it has to do with this sign right here.
Ooh.
Do you recognize it?
Oui, je le sais.
You might recognize it, and some of you may know exactly what it is.
C'est pourcentage.
It's a percent sign. And sometimes they can be tricky when we first start learning about them. But one thing I always try and remember is that if we say the word slowly enough, it tells us exactly what it is. It's a percent. 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 Per means...
Oh non. Quand je suis content.
No, it's not the sound that you make when I stroke your head. No, it means for every. So per means for every. For every what, you might be asking? Well, cent means 100. You've probably heard that sound a couple of times already in this video when we've talked about 100 cents make a dollar, or a century is 100 years.
N'oubliez pas les centimètres.
Oh, that's right. Or the fact that a meter is broken up into 100 divisions called a centimeter. Bob is saying that centipedes have 100 legs. Oh, he doesn't like centipedes. He says they're rude. Well, I don't know about that, Bob, but I've never met a centipede face to face, honestly. But when we do percentages, it means percent for every 100. So that means if we have 100 pieces and we have 25% of those pieces, it means we take 25 of them. Now, if we have 200 pieces and we take 25% of them, it means we take 25 for every 100. So that means we take 25 from the first 100 and 25 from the second 100. So we would have 50. So 25% of 200 is 50. This can get a little bit tricky when we take numbers that are less than 100. For example, what's 50% of 50? I'll leave that one for you to chew on with you and your class. So I hope you've learned something about the number 100 today, and if it's not your favorite number, I hope it's at least in the top 100. So, for Brain Food Studios, I'm Matt.
Je suis numéro 4.
Bob. Numero. We'll see you next time.
Au revoir. Sensational.